This is part 5 on food choices and human health, focusing on the characteristics of a nutritious diet. The 5 characteristics of a nutritious diet are variety, adequacy, balance, moderation, and calorie control. Variety means that the diet includes various types of food. This is important because different types of foods offer different types of nutrients. If we took an example of someone eating oatmeal in the morning and a spinach salad for lunch or dinner, maybe this individual wants to lose weight but also wants to try and be healthy. Even though these foods may appear to be healthy, they are not, the diet does not include a variety of foods. Therefore, there are not going to be all of the nutrients necessary. And this is why this overlaps with adequacy. If there are not various amounts of foods in the diet, then there are not going to be an adequate amount of nutrients. So adequacy means getting enough of a variety of foods, but also of the nutrients that we need, our essential nutrients. And remember, our 3 essential macronutrients are fat, protein, carbohydrate, and our micronutrients are vitamins, minerals, and then water. Balance. Balance means exactly what it sounds like, but that the diet should be balanced. And this is only in relationship to, or only in terms of foods that we're going to consider to be healthy. If we take the diet of oatmeal and spinach, we have a diet that is heavily weighted on just spinach and oats, and there are many other food groups that are missing. So as far as the balance, there's not a lot of balance there. If somebody is eating hamburger and french fries every day, maybe there's an egg McMuffin in the morning, hamburger, milkshake, french fries for lunch and dinner, you can see that diet is out of balance. In that case, there aren't enough greens or vegetables or fruits or whole grains or whole foods. So the diet is not in balance. And even if we took just oatmeal and spinach, and if someone only had 2 bites of a spinach salad and had 10 cups of oatmeal, you could still say the spinach and oatmeal was potentially a healthy choice, but again, it's not balanced. So these all overlap with each other. Moderation and calorie control appear to be fairly similar, but moderation does mean moderate amounts of most things. And I like the term moderation because most things you can have in moderation, but I don't think it really is all-inclusive, because I don't think you should eat trans fats in moderation, and I think you should eat an abundance of vegetables. So I don't think it applies to everything, but when we do think of moderation, essentially saying that, once in a while, if you want to have ice cream, that's probably okay if you have just a small cup of ice cream, but not the entire pint of Ben & Jerry's. So moderation can apply to having desserts or favorite treats. Calorie control. Now, not only is this not getting too many calories, but it's also getting enough calories, because some people do undereat. And if you are consume a really low-calorie diet, and many of you will hand in diet studies that are 1,000 calories or under, which is a very low-calorie diet, it will be impossible for you to obtain all of your necessary nutrients unless every single last morsel you put in your mouth is nutrient-dense. So very difficult to eat a very low-calorie diet and still obtain all of your nutrients. If we look at this is from Super Tracker, and it just looks at some of the food groups, and we'll get into this next week. But if we look here, you can see that if we just had oatmeal and spinach as a meal, there would be only meeting 25% of the grain recommendation, 67% of the vegetable recommendation, and 6% of the fruit recommendation. There's still a dairy and protein recommendation. I'll talk about why I don't really like the dairy recommendation later in this semester, and why you don't necessarily need to eat grains. But this is part of our USDA food pyramid or our MyPlate recommendations. What about supplements? If you're not eating the right foods, if you can't afford to eat the right foods, if you just don't have time to make the right foods, is it okay to go to McDonald's and then pop a supplement? And the answer is no. It's not. You are not going to get the health benefits you think you are getting. What happens is when you are eating poorly, you are also getting a lot of foods in your diet and nutrients such as sugar, too much sugar, or too much processed fats, refined foods in your diet, and you can't take those away with a supplement. And supplements are sold to individuals for this insurance plan, well, just to make sure you're getting all your vitamins and minerals. The problem is that most of the research shows that individuals who take supplements aren't getting everything they aren't getting as much nutrition as they think, and it hasn't shown to really reduce the incidence of chronic disease or prevent death. So you have to think about what is your goal in taking the supplements. And I'll talk about this throughout the class, but food is more than just vitamins and minerals. It's more than just our essential nutrients. Remember, carbohydrate, fat, and protein, macronutrients, vitamins and minerals, our micronutrients. But when you eat food, there is more in there than you think. There are phytonutrients we'll learn about next week. Thousands of these bioactive chemicals. Researchers do not completely understand them yet. They don't understand how they interact with our metabolic processes. Some which are identified are known to help prevent chronic disease, and many interact in ways that we can't understand. It's important to know that taking an individual nutrient out of a food, putting it into a pill, has not been proven by research to reduce your risk of disease or improve your health. It's always best to get your nutrients from food.